Hi everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about fishing. It's one of my favorite things in the whole entire world besides painting and stuff like that, but that'll be for another day. So let's talk about fishing. So I've loved fishing since I was a little girl. My grandpa used to take me and my brothers and sisters fishing here in Palo in Iowa, and it's like a man-made lake, and it has bass, catfish, bluegill, walleye, all sorts of fish like that. And he would guide us down on the rocks, and we'd cast out in the water down that way, and or whatever down by the dam area. And of course, he knew that that was a good spot to catch fish. And then as I got older, I ended up meeting this guy. He liked fishing too. And I ended up learning a little bit more things from him. So even though I knew a lot about fishing, I learned a little bit more things from him too. So it was really cool because I started to have a love for trout fishing. And so for that, I usually like to use Panther Martin lures. And there's all kinds of Panther Martin lures, but the ones that I like to use best for trout fishing are the 6 ounces, and they have black and yellow dots on the weight part. So the whole weight is like black and then it has yellow dots on it. And for some reason, they like always go after that one because I've always been able to have good luck with it. Um, if you look at my Facebook page, my most of my photos are public, so you can see how many fish that I've caught. I've caught a ton of trout, rainbow trout, brook trout, um, and brown trout. And I actually one year had a huge, for me, a huge trout get on my Panther Martin, and I actually have it hanging on my wall. But I understand and I get that this isn't the biggest trout in the world, because I understand in like Buffalo, New York, and places like that, you can get huge trout and you can get like stillhead trout and stuff like that. So I'm aware that this isn't like the biggest trout in the world, but I'm still gonna show you guys anyways because I think it's pretty cool. Because in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where I live, it's not common to get a trout this big. So when you land one this big, it's pretty exciting. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to show you guys. I don't. My camera can't turn, so I actually have to turn my whole phone. So I don't know what kind of view you guys are gonna get, but I have it hanging on my wall. So that's my brown that I caught. Um, I think, oh, let's see here. I think 2013 or 2014, I want to say, is when I caught that. So that was a pretty cool trout story. I cast a few times in this hole up along the bank, and he just came up and he actually kind of jumped up at the lure. So that was a fun fight. And I'm going to show you guys my grandpa too if I can. Like I said, I can't turn the camera, so I have to turn my whole phone. I don't know why. My phone's just old, but here's a picture of my grandpa who taught me how to fish. So let's see if you guys can. So there's him. He has a stringer of some really huge catfish that he caught. He's the one that taught me how to have passion for fishing. Um, my dad too, but so yeah, and I like to go bass fishing now. Me and my husband. I married a wonderful man who loves to fish just like I do, which is awesome. And we go bass fishing a lot. So I really miss trout fishing, and I really miss bass fish or cat fishing, But I've learned to really love bass fishing. So I know with bass, there's many lures. You can use poppers, you can use spinner lures, you can use crankbait, and also like fake crawdads and frogs and stuff like that. And I've learned to love bass fishing because of that reason, because there's so many different lures and things you can use. And same goes for any fish, but essentially with catfishing and carp fishing, you use worm and stink bait and stuff like that. And trout, you use corn and panther martins if you want to, like me, and rooster tails and things like that. But I have my own little things where I use panther martin spinners for trout, and for bass fishing. This is what I was gonna tell you guys. I love using like the L shape spinner bait or spinner lures, and I do use still panther martins sometimes with them too. But my favorite lure to use with bass is the crankbait or crank lure. I love uh, how they chase after it, and sometimes even they'll even kind of jump kind of up at it too. So, and the only thing I don't like with those type of lures is this actually happened to me last weekend when I went fishing. We went to a place called Hannon Lake in Iowa. And I caught a bass and I went to take the lure out of his mouth. I pulled down on his bottom lip like, you're supposed to. And when I did that, the lure, you can still see it. The treble hook went in my thumb and it went in my pointer finger too. You can still see that. So when I was trying to hold him with my other hand, he still shook, even though was holding him down on his lip, and he got a hold of my fingers and got the treble hook in there. So that's the only thing I don't like about those kind of lures, but other than that, they are awesome. They always seem to work. My husband likes using like sometimes a hook with a fake worm on it, and they'll go after that. He has really good luck with that, and he likes to use like the fake crawdads and that kind of stuff. But and then we we like to go. We've had permissions for some private property for trout fishing and ponds and stuff like that. So that's what we like usually doing because of course we like fishing in like places where a lot of other people fish. But what sucks about that, and other fishermen and women know about this, is that, if you go to a place where a lot of people are fishing, um, it it takes just it can tend to take the peacefulness out of it, and the point of fishing, the whole point of fishing out of the fun out of it. Because then other people are kind of casting around you, and just, or some people can be really loud, or some people can be drunk and belligerent, and sometimes you don't really feel like having that fish talk. So sometimes when I've been fishing, I've had people come up to me and go, "Any luck?" and or "It's a nice day out to fish." And I love talking to people like when I'm in the mood, of course, just like all of us do. But then I have days where, more days than other, unfortunately, where I want some peace. I'm trying to get away from everyone and everything, and I just want quiet and just cast, and have the sun hitting my body and my face, and just fish. So, but we fish more in like private property where we've gotten permission, and uh we do fish in like other areas that are still private, but yet there is still some people that do go there. They're a little more louder, but we do go to like Ellis. This is in Iowa. We go to Ellis Park and fish. We go to Mohawk. We go to underneath this bridge in Iowa. It's C Street. There's a bridge, and there's the river runs through under that, so we fish under there. There's another place called Indian Creek Nature Center. We fish there too. But the other spots I'm not really gonna mention or talk about because if someone lives here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, like we do, I don't want them going there or taking our spot because all of our fishermen and women know that we don't really tell where we fish. So, um, and it's funny too because my husband likes to tease me and make fun of me because I like to film us fishing sometimes, or I like to take a ton of pictures of all the fish that we catch. Cause sometimes I've had this happen to me where um a guy will be more talking to my husband, or guys will be talking all amongst each other about fishing, and I will be excluded for the simple fact that because most people think that I probably can't fish because I'll be coming up with my hair done and my jewelry on and stuff like that, and sometimes a little dress, and they'll probably be thinking in their head that, oh, this girl, there's no way that she can catch a fish. But I can fish, and that's my little proof of it is filming and taking pictures sometimes because I hate to say it, but a lot of men do think that most women can't fish, and I am going to um, prove those men wrong. But so yeah, that's the kind of fishing we love. All kinds of fishing, but my favorite is bass, catfishing, and trout fishing. That's what I like to do. And the type of catfish I like to catch preferably are flatheads because I like how they fight. Kind of when they fight, they kind of sway like this. Their head sways back and forth, kind of. It's not like a real hard shake like you can get with other fish. So I really like catching those. But yeah, so I'm probably going to start recording ourselves fishing to make a couple YouTube videos to post just for fun. But yeah, so I just thought I would do a topic on fishing because it's one of my passions, one of my hobbies, something that me and my husband like to do, and also to talk and communicate with other people about maybe some tips or tricks. But I told you guys mine. I usually use worm to catch worm, stink bait, or um, uh, what the heck, leeches for carp or catfish and stuff like that. And then for bass, I use panther martin and those crankbaits, and with the treble hooks on the bottom of them. And then for trout, I like my panther martin spinners. And I know some people use corn or different things like that, but I just don't. I feel like if I'm gonna trout fish, I like the action and of like moving and the casting and reeling. I don't. I If I want to sit, I might as well just be catfishing. That's just me, but yeah. So those are some of my tips and tricks on fishing, and if you guys have any, comment them below because I would love to hear them and learn new things and stuff like that if you guys are willing to share. I know some people are private like I am with my spots, but my fishing spots, but yeah. So, I love fishing, and I know there's other people out there that love fishing too, and other women that like fishing too, and know what I'm talking about when I say that a lot of people do get judgy sometimes on whether or not women can catch a fish, and yes, we can. But I hope you guys got a kick out of the video, and I hope you guys watch my other videos and I get more subscribers because it's been a little slow. But I don't try to make my videos perfect. I just be me, and if people follow, they do. If they don't, they don't. But go ahead and leave comments below and let me know your fish stories. Have a good one. Thank you.